Hi guys and welcome back. Today we are doing a trailer reaction for Disney Plus's new series WandaVision. It is a spin-off for the MCU and is a part of their phase 4. I don't have a whole lot of context on the series because I try not to read too much because I don't want to be biased or have too many opinions before I actually watch the show. But the very basics I do know. It is about Wanda and it is related to the TV show they're also doing, which is Doctor Strange. I also think it is mostly based in her head, or it is a reality she made up. I know it is also about Vision. That's about all I know because I haven't watched the trailer yet, but we'll do that now. Ooh, I'm excited. I don't know what to expect, but I know the other series that Disney Plus has done so far have all been fantastic, and the MCU do make pretty good movies most of the time. So I have quite high expectations. I just think they need a good plot and that'll be all that it really needs. I don't know if it's an overarching plot or overarching. I don't know if it's an overarching plot or if it is a episode by episode plot, but I'm sure this will tell us something.
It's twilight time.
Wanda and Vision, aren't we a fine pair?
This is our home now. I want us to fit in.
Oh, this is gonna be a gas!
What on earth?
Where did you two move from? How long have you been married? And why don't you have children yet?
Our story.
I think what my wife means to say is that we moved from...
Moved from where? Married when? Damn it, why?
Oh, Arthur, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Deep in the dark, your kiss will thrill
Is this really happening?
like days of old, lighting the spark of love that fills me.
Am I dead?
No. Why would you think that?
Because you are.
Rude.
Each day I pray for evening just to be.
We are an unusual couple, you know.
Oh, I don't think that was ever in question.
Is every episode like a mock-up of a different TV show? Because that could be fun, or like TV show style. That's fun. Also, we've got an unreliable narrator, and that is an interesting way to play with things. But I am confused, which is what I expected from something that's a little bit more unique, because the Marvel universe already has such a large audience, it being very mainstream. They can do things that most other TV shows can't get away with because they don't need to target it towards an audience. Something that's created for more of a niche audience can be promoted to a wider audience, like a mainstream one. So I think that's a really good idea that they didn't make it very basic and not something we've seen 1,000 times before. They made something very different, which I think is a very good idea. So on one hand we see something that's more old-fashioned, black and white. I guess you would call that 60s. Very stereotypical, good housewife. And then we're shown a different version where there's more colour. That looks more 70s. But did they transform from the black and white to the colour, which makes it think that it just shifted to the 70s and there's not an overarching plot? And then this is some black and white, some colour. And they joke about him being dead because he is dead, which is where the unreliable narrator comes in. A visionary new age. Funny, because his name's Vision. And she has powers in this universe still. This looks later than the other shots. Oh, she changed it to another date. I don't know when this took place in the MCU timeline. Is she time traveling? Is this all in her head? Is this a made up reality she made to do with Vision? Oh my god, I just got it. His name's Vision, so it's Wanda and Vision. I thought it was like Wanda Television. Oh my god. This is a television at the beginning. Oh. So it looks interesting. It's not something that looks typical to what Marvel has done in the past, which I think is great. Changed up a bit. Fantastic idea. You've got amazing actors, you've got an amazing audience, you've got a large audience. You may as well spice things up, try something a little new. They don't really tell us much. I don't know if that reality is when she's created, if it's after Endgame, before Endgame, something to do with her mental state, if it's just like a dream, if it's actually happening, if she's time traveling, if it's something to do with one of the stones. We don't have a whole lot of context. The only thing we do know is she's living through different time eras. If it is an unreliable narrator and they made a joke about Vision being dead, that means she knows he's dead and she's choosing to ignore it, which would make more sense. It felt cohesive and it felt good. I think a little bit more context into what would be happening is great. If it is an unreliable narrator, like I think it is, we're not going to get that, because that's the whole point, is we're not supposed to know what's happening and what's real and what's not, because the narrator is unreliable. And I love when they do that. They did that in a large part of Sherlock season 4 and I thought it was fantastic. Not Sherlock season 4, just the idea. Very colourful, very interesting, very different from what Marvel normally does, but that's not something I'm complaining about. I think it was very smart of them to try something new and have more of a psychological thriller than just like an action crime show. I think the only thing right now that I'm worried about is the plot. I don't know how they're going to set that up, if it's episode by episode, over the whole season, what the plot is, if it's her trying to get out of this scape she's created, or her getting further brought into it, or if she knows that she's creating this, or maybe she's not, maybe someone else is. Is Vision actually dead? I think just a little bit more context and that problem will be solved. I just hope that they keep trying to do something interesting and new and don't just keep it simple and boring and they play around with a lot of features and aspects that any other TV show wouldn't get the chance to do. I really hope it is an unreliable narrator story. I think Marvel could play with that very nicely. They have a lot of wonderful writers and a lot of amazing people on their team, on their production team, so I think they are someone who could do it very well. I'm quite excited for that. There's no release date, but Disney Plus has done excellent TV shows in the past with The Mandalorian and other shows. I think Disney and Marvel working together will be fantastic. I think it'll be really good, and I only hope they can execute it well and don't let down too many fans who have high and unreasonable expectations. I think as long as they can tell the audience what the plot is fairly early in, it won't lose any viewers, and I think it will be very interesting to watch. So if you'd like to see me watch that later on when it is out on this channel, please subscribe and like this video. Comment down below if I missed anything obvious. I normally do. I'm currently doing the Umbrella Academy, The 100, and Lucifer on my channel. So if you're interested in any of those shows, please go and check them. Comment anything you want. I reply to all of them, and I will see you guys soon. Bye! I got a new camera tripod with lighting, and she is bright. It's not even up all the way. Ready? Woohoo!